Let's do it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, Coral from Scotland. Thank you for joining. It's Sunday. Welcome. I just ran into to my office here, so just getting settled. Welcome. If it's your first time, welcome. We do this every week. I read the comments, which is why I might be wondering. I read the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, I think you can hear me. I'm not sure if you can hear me. 1 second. There we go. There we go. I think you can hear me now. Sorry, before I don't know if there was audio. Welcome. Hello, Christian from Norway. If you have questions, let me know. We'll talk about music for an hour and a bit. I have my accordion. If you've been here before, welcome back. It's nice to see you. I wanted to talk about practice today. Good morning, Susan. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Hello, Joe Datillo. Hello, Debbie. Good to see you as well. Yeah, let's we'll start with a song. Why not? I've been working on a new song. I've been working on da 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 da. I don't know what the song is called. It's the song from it's the Billie Eilish song. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what it's called, but let me play it. I've been working on it for about a week now, but I haven't really been playing it on accordion yet. So let's see how it goes. I'll have a tutorial for it this week on Accordion Love. Oftentimes I can teach a song before playing it. I understand the patterns of the song, I just haven't taught it yet. Hello, Colin. Good to see you. Let's play it. See what it's like. Okay. If you have any questions, I read the chat. Let's see. And I want to see if the audio is okay. You can hear me. Yes. These mics are on. Let's try it. What was I made for? Correct, exactly. That's what it's called. Let's do it. I'm still working through it. Hello, Wendy. Good to see you. Let's do it. So, some things that I'm working through. I think I understand the song. I don't know what sounds to use yet. I know I'm not going to start off with my big sound. Too big. Start off gentle and then build it up. So I'm still playing around with that. Hello, Phil. Let's give it a try. not quite feeling the song. It's not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. It feels really uncomfortable for me to perform the song when it's not ready. A bunch of things to work on. Cool, the first accordion cover of the song. Lots of ideas. Lots of things to work through. I could teach the song. I could say, hey, here's how it goes. It goes la da da da. Cool, it's a C major to an E minor, which I use the alternate bass here for. The counter bass to an F. It's the majority of the song. My fingers are still stumbling over the melody. Sometimes I miss that jump to the A minor. Turn on a bigger sound. But things are stumbling around still. Totally okay. My practice, which is very different than other people's practice, is to sit and to play the song. I'm at the point where I need to sit and play the song. I've listened to it a bunch. I could play it and sing it. Yeah, and I am going through the questions. Let me say hi to people too. Hello, Phil from North Carolina. John Turner, hello. Christopher Stackron, have you done any? No, I have not. I've listened to Gabriel's oboe. I've never tried it. I have heard it performed on accordion, though, by Walter Martella. I have not tried any. Good morning, Pat. Good to see you. Wonderful. I think yours first accordion cover of the song. That's lovely. How I figure out the chords by ear, I listened. I didn't know the song existed. I loved the Barbie movie. I watched it. And then when Billie Eilish, I really like Billie Eilish, I saw her and her brother Phineas explaining the song, and I was like, how have I not heard the song? So I just listened to the song, and it was very confusing, just hearing her melody. But then playing along to the song, I'm like, oh, that's a C. Da 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 da, do da 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 da. So I'm just like I do the figuring a song out by ear, Susan. It's a combination of trying to fit the right hand or left hand over the recording, pausing, going back, just sitting down like that. I actually have a video of trying to figure it out, because I thought I didn't incorporate that into the lesson. But the chords are C major. I use the counter bass E, E to F. Again, da 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 da, do da 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 da, ba da 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 da, ba da da da, A minor, ba da. This counter bass I'm only using because it's a big jump from the E to the F, and it happens often, and there's a very high likelihood that I'm going to miss that jump. It's the only reason I'm going to the counter bass, and I'm using my fourth finger on the counter bass. So da-dee-doo-doo, do-da-da, da-da. Right? 4, 3, 4, 3. I'm using an E with a C major, which almost sounds like an E minor. I'm playing some of the melody notes in my left hand. No, I'm putting down the foundation, and my right hand is doing what Billie Eilish is doing with her voice. Phil, I do have lessons on how to use the counter bass. If you go to my channel now, or hopefully after the live stream, and you do a search for counter bass, I call it, instead of contrabass. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I have a lesson explaining 4 ways that I use the counter bass, and then on Accordion Love, I have lots of ways of using the counter bass for walk-ups and walk-downs and split chords. I'll pause there. The lesson for the song that I don't know the name of, How Should I Feel? I Don't Know How to Feel, will be on Accordion Love this week, as well as hopefully the performance. Hello, Jill. let's go on to the topic of practice. Good morning, the Kathy 1021. Practice. A few of you emailed me. Sorry, Kate messaged me the words for square word this morning. A few of you emailed me about practice. I sent out an email Friday. How do I want to say this? During the Palm Springs retreat, there was a question. We had a Q&A period, and someone says, someone asked, how do we make practice pleasurable? And I gave a spiel saying, practice is not meant to be pleasurable. It's this like these are my opinions. This is how I approach music. Your approach may change. But in general, with practice, I consider practice this highly concentrated, short amount of time with intention of repetitive motion where you're trying to accomplish something. I'm not playing through the whole song to practice. I'm working on very specific fingering. I'm working on very specific tone. I'm working on dynamics. I'm working on something extremely specific, and usually my concentration can last for a burst of 2 to 3 minutes. That effort. And then I have to give it a break. So my answer then was, it's not pleasurable. Pleasure comes from the effect of it. So after a week of practice, the pleasure comes from applying that technique to a song. My pleasure is in being able to express my instrument beautifully and applying those techniques. But the aspect of practice for me has never been pleasurable. I kind of do it because I have to. There is something cool about like the technical proficiency and working and getting it right 5 times in a row. All those little things. There are ways of gamifying something. So can I get 5 in a row? Can I do large bass jumps? Can I get a scale and increase the tempo? Those are all ways of exercising. But is practice joyful? Not for me. So for practicing a klezmer scale, and I do have an example of something that I'm practicing, right? So a klezmer scale, I gave this example of, there's a difficult klezmer passage, a difficult walk down. I'll show you a sign that I had to practice. For Tarantella Napolitana, there's the middle part. That part. That part, when I was playing it, I wasn't using the correct fingers. I was just playing the song. I was doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I needed to come up here, and I thought that's okay. I could use my pinky. So. Hello, Martin. Hello, Patty. Good to see you. Now, doing that, it was slowing me down. So I could play the song, but I realized that I was stumbling, which meant, light bulb, I need to practice. What do I need to practice? Hone it down. I'm not going to play that passage over and over again, and my practice is not playing the song. No, it's this. And I realized, oh, shoot. My fingers are incorrect. So again, it's honing down. What's incorrect about them? Do I know the F major scale? Yes. Start to the second finger. So what is it about that passage that's slowing me down? There, that transfer of fingers seems incorrect. So then my practice is there. I need to slide my finger under. So again, it's hyper-focused. Lewis, your question, Not pleasurable, but it is sometimes therapeutic, for sure. And there is something, I have a slight competitive nature in a way, which is like, can I get it 5 times without making a mistake? And this is where I pull out the, what's the clicker called? The clicker, dun, 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 the metronome. I'm using my foot, but... We go smooth, we go slow, we break it down so that when the performance comes, I practice it very staccato. I practice it legato. Practice it loud, practice it soft with different reeds. Right, over and over and over again. But this kind of practice, I can only do that for 2 to 3 minutes. Again, I take maybe a minute or two to focus in on what the issue is, and then 2 to 3 minutes every few hours. And I'll give you an example with guitar, which I've again, it's hard for me to give an example on accordion because these days I just play. So Pat, your question, do I still record and listen to your practice? No, not at all. Good idea. Lots of techniques of improving. I don't. I just play these days. I just play. But with guitar, with a new technique, I involve other skills. I highly encourage the use of backing tracks to work on speed, to do all those things. Good morning, Anna. But yeah, let's pause there. So again, the active practice, I wouldn't discuss it as joyful or pleasurable. There's high degree of intent and focus. That could be meditative. That could be pleasurable in itself. The active improvement, maybe that's the thing of sliding the thumb under. Can we be ultra accurate? Could we be ultra, again, focused and intentional? Good morning, Didi. Good morning, Jorge. Harder for me to demonstrate on accordion right now. But again, that repetition, this is my big secret, not a big secret. I didn't practice as a kid. I didn't practice this highly intentional and focused finger work. The triads, arpeggios, and scales, maybe my mom's watching, maybe she's not, I only did with my piano teacher. I studied piano as a kid. And those, you know, and I only did once a week for about 5 to 10 minutes with my teacher. And what I did at home was I practiced through play. So if we were learning Mary Had a Little Lamb, good morning, Rhea, right? So I would practice that, maybe with incorrect fingering, but I worked on my dynamics. I had a keyboard, so I would play the same song with the sound of an organ, right? And then with the sound of bells. And then with the sound of like dogs barking. And try and play it really loud and really quiet. But over and over I would play the songs that I knew, but not in the same way, not to perfect them. In a way that, could I express them? Could I memorize them? Yeah, that's interesting, Lewis. So have you ever prayed or practiced with the thought that others may like to listen in, so then practice can be enjoyable? I've enjoyed other people's practice. In university, I didn't study music, but there was a music department in my university. And how I met my best friend, I would sit outside the practice pods. There were little rooms with a door, little rooms with a door, where people would practice their instruments. And I remember sitting outside one of these pods one evening. I should have been studying. Maybe I was studying. Maybe I was taking a break, and hearing just someone playing like beautiful music. And I sat outside, and I think I may have knocked and asked to go in. This is my friend's story. And just hearing people practicing was so beautiful. Oh yeah, Susan, you also went to the same university that I did. Adrian, I'll write The Waves of the Danube. I don't know the song. So I love hearing people practicing. Another story is one of my neighbors in Toronto was a world-renowned piano player. He played with symphony orchestras around the world. And we knocked on his door once me and my friend were going to a gig, and my friend needed rosin for his violin bow. Hello, Marika, good to see you. And we went to knock on his door, but we stopped because we heard him practicing. And his practicing was so beautiful. And his practicing was complex passages of classical music. He was one of the world's renowned either Beethoven or Mozart piano players. It was extreme piano. And just hearing those runs was beautiful. And he repeated it over and over again. That's not the kind of practice that I do, but it was beautiful. So to do this, I see a beauty in... But again, let's separate practice from performance. Let's separate highly focused and intentional repetitive motion. If I'm working on this, if I'm working on that kind of technique, repeating notes, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, maybe that's my practice for these fingers. Maybe my practice is increasing the volume of those triple notes. Right, doing that little wave motion. It's pleasurable, but not in a way of applying that practice to the song that I'm playing at, right? So yeah, lots to say. I'm going to read an email that someone sent to me. I'm going to leave their name out, but they said it so well. I just want to see which part of the email I can read that. So this person's been playing music for most of their life. They didn't make music their career. They have a life filled with other work and music for fun rather than money. But here's the thing. I've always kept on making music because the music making is what brings me joy. Practice is just the necessary work that makes making music possible. Learning an instrument is a non-attainable goal. There's always more to learn, always a way to make it a better or easier or more interesting. And it is work, a lifetime of work. One has to make ugly sounds and play things too slowly and play things over and over and do scales. But the joy comes in the ability to make the music when the practice has finished. I'm going to repeat that. But the joy comes in the ability to make the music when the practice is finished. The joy comes in finding it's gotten easier, and you're actually able to express yourself with the machine in your arms and even share what you can do with other people. I'll repeat this. The joy comes in finding it's gotten easier, and you're actually able to express yourself with the machine in your arms and even share what you can do with other people. Wonderful. I'll skip a bit. So I guess I'm saying trying to make practice joyful is perhaps not the goal. I love your suggestion that daily 15 minutes of practice is a great habit. Someone once warned me not to play myself a concert when I practice, playing things I already know. It's important during practice to play something I can't yet play. Then, when 15 minutes of work are done, I can let myself play stuff I know how to play just for the joy of it. So well expressed. Thank you. You know who you are. Yeah, so for me, that 15 minutes is the suggestion. A few times a week, if you can do it, wonderful. And again, it's that hyper concentrated. Whatever you're working on, if it's dynamics, it's playing something, it's all those monthly challenges that we do, including scales, including triads, including arpeggios, including trills. For me, that's 2 minutes or so. And I'll show you something that I'm learning, that I started learning yesterday on the guitar. It's about 20 to 30 seconds to about 2 minutes. 20 seconds to about 2 minutes. And I do it multiple times a day. So I have a guitar that I'm not great at, but I'll show you what I do. I'm not a guitar player. I don't think it's in tune. It's almost in tune. So, I play guitar. I know major and minor chords. I know G major. I know minor chords. So how I play guitar is, what song are we learning? Da 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 da, do 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 do. Right, I play guitar simply. A friend came over, a guitar player, and he was playing major 7 chords. You know major 7 chords like this? No, that's a guitar sound. Sorry. Major 7 chords. Therapeutic, beautiful. I realized I didn't know how to play major 7 chords on the guitar. Not 7 chords. Major 7 chords. It's a new hand position. So my practice, if I'm playing a G major, check mark. I know how to do that. Major 7, I just learned this yesterday, so I'm working on my fingering of it, on forming the chord. Oh, without the last one. Practicing that, even if you don't play guitar, it's forming the fingers. And this is like figuring out the accordion's left hand. If I play what I know, I don't need to look down. I could express that chord. I can press minors. I don't need to look at my fretboard. But to do my major 7 chord, I'm looking down and forming my fingers. Lifting up my fingers and reforming them. Is this joyful? Taking them off, reforming them. It's training a new physical sensation. Rudy, hello! It's training this new physical sensation, trying it somewhere else on the fretboard. This is my practice for learning this new chord. If it was on accordion, I would do my pressing it. If it's a major 7 chord, again, doing my triads and arpeggios and my scale. I could do the same thing on guitar, but that's not what I play guitar like. I play guitar to sing along to it. So, can I form a major 7 chord? There, that's much better. And that's my practice, probably without speaking. My application of that practice is to find a song I like that involves a major 7 chord and to start switching between a major 7 chord and a normal chord that I know. So it could be to a major chord. See, and it's slow. What it means is I'm not ready to perform a major 7 song yet, but the practice is in forming these chords. It's not joyful, it's not, you can make it musical. My real joy will be when I'm performing a song with a major 7 chord, which I can't think of right now. and I could switch between chords as smoothly as I can, major and minor chords, but when I could switch between this and a major 7 chord, which again, I'm not ready to. So my practice of this is multiple times a day for about a minute or two. Is I grab a guitar. I have a guitar by the piano inside. I have an acoustic guitar there. I have another electric guitar. And I just sit and form my fingers. When I'm having, when I'm watching TV, I'm thinking, oh yeah, what's that shape again? Same thing with the piano, same thing with the accordion. That's what my practice is like. And again, one of the students of Accordion Love expressed it so well in that email. Awesome. Let me go back a little bit through the chat. Cielito Lindo will be lovely to play. Thank you to those of you that wrote in with practice. Someone else who's on this chat right now says, I don't practice, I play. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. If I can call it playing, it's fun. Yeah, my practice, again, on the accordion is on the instrument that I know, is very different from an instrument that I don't know. If you remember that chromatic accordion, I needed to practice those scales. I kind of still remember those scales. But it was practicing through playing songs that I know. Good. I'm just reading. Yeah, there's the Hanon or whatever it is, those fingering exercises. Nikolai Bine as well showed us lots of jazz exercises. If you want to take your playing to the next level, let's call it, in terms of speed, in terms of new scales and ability, for sure, we need to practice. Similar kind of practice, yeah. Practice is work, says Roland. I don't find practice or my job enjoyable. Ronan stated there's a joy in the results, like the things I can do with my paycheck, the way my music sounds after I practice. 100%. Yeah, the Hanon. Good. Good. Yeah, Rudy was saying bellow control. So difficult. But really, anything that you're practicing is okay. New beginner players, this is the practice. It's not missing. It's using your 4th finger. Right? It's doing that. It's the switching of chords. It's doing the monthly challenge, which is doing that without looking. It's doing that while speaking. It's doing this while tapping. It's doing all those things, but it's hyper focused. Bellow control for sure. And again, bellow control doesn't just mean playing. That's bellow control. Bellow control involves making quiet sounds to louder sounds to quiet sounds. It's playing a scale from quiet to loud. It's playing with your left hand from quiet to loud. Dynamics. It's learning to breathe with your instrument. I don't know how to do it well, but practice involves that, and otherwise it is mostly playing. Yeah. How often do you mess up? Whenever I try to apply the chromatic scale, sometimes I mess up. Joey's accordion, I think I've shared it a few times. Do I have a raw video of me? I don't know if I were a rich man. Sorry. Oh, there. You've got a friend. Performance. I deleted the. So you've got a friend, write a song, or the majority of the time it's figuring it out and messing up. I'll play that. I don't know how to feel. What's it called again? I don't know how to feel. What was I made for? The song that I'm gonna play next week and do a good version. I've been messing up, but it's not messing up. I've been making mistakes on it for a week. 90% of the time, I'm messing up when I'm learning something. And then the good copy that I'm trying to record is the good version. And it's like the one version that I use because I didn't make mistakes, or very many mistakes. I mess up always. For me, the key is not to not mess up. The key is to have an honest performance that with dynamics that makes me feel. What was I made for? How I don't know how to feel. And hopefully makes the audience feel. Yeah, leave your accordion out and not in the case. My guitars are out. Your tools should be there so you could use them. Can you play the waltz in A minor? Which waltz, Adrian? A minor waltz. I find it a lot easier to play an A minor waltz rather than a specific song. Be kind to ourselves when we learn something new. 100%. Hello, Karam. Good to see you. Lynn, a digital piano is a wonderful, wonderful tool. I'm just going back through the comments, and we'll play as well. Good morning, Eric. Playing without hiccups on the notes means that you're getting control of the bellows. I find that... Oh, I cannot play Chopin, Adrian. I'm sorry. I hiccup when I speak. And I think that's part of the beauty as well of speech. Yes, Pat. Ronan, on your teaching videos, when you miss a note, you always look up and smile. Ooh, if you look at very younger performances of younger Ronan, I don't know if they exist. This is me. So I'm playing, I'll do an A minor waltz, but it's not by Chopin. That's what I used to do. I used to do that and kind of shake my head, and now I'm like, oh, I'm so surprised that I missed the note that I smile and laugh. But yes, you could tell when Ronan messes up by the looking up and smiling. Yeah, talk about bellow control. I love soundscape challenges for bellow controls. I don't mind hiccups a little bit. If the hiccup interrupts the phrase, meaning that's a hiccup in the middle of conversation. I don't mind pauses at the end of a phrase, right? So, good. Um, are you playing Mon Amana de Saint John? I don't. Yeah, I love what you said there before, Anna, as well. It'll be better next time around. Sometimes sorry, Wendy. Sometimes it'll be better next time around. Sometimes we kind of, sorry, there's so many analogies about practice. My son is fantastic at the Rubik's Cubes. He's mastered the Rubik's Cube, and he can do it in 40 seconds. He can finish a scrambled cube in 40 seconds. Very impressive. I can't do that. In order to progress below 40 seconds, to get to the 30-second mark, to the 25-second mark, you need to you need to learn a few new algorithms, a few new movements that will cut your time in half and even further. Now, in order to learn those algorithms, instead of doing a 40-second solve, it might take a minute and a half or 2 minutes because you're going to be slow while you're learning those algorithms. And my son doesn't want to learn those new algorithms because it's going to slow him down, and he's so happy with this 40-second record. And I think the only way he'll do it is if I learn those algorithms and I start to beat his time. And I'm okay with slowing down. I'm okay with taking 5 minutes to learn these algorithms. Hello, Charles. But he's afraid of doing that. And the same way in Tarantella Napolitana, if I'm very comfortable, I was very comfortable doing because it didn't require any effort. I was doing what I knew how to do. It's only when I realized that I want the song to go a bit faster, and I'm like missing some notes and it's not very clear, that's when I'm like, okay, stop, slow the song down, and now I need to slow it down and play that passage. And only after having slowed down, gone back a step. Yeah, so it'll be better next time around? Yes. But if we want it to be better, depends what better is, but usually it requires that intense focus for a short amount of time, which is practice, in order for the performance to be better. Yeah. I was showing my son, I do a little magic trick like this, where we take something and we make it disappear, and he wants to learn it so badly, and so we practice it, but really it requires such slow, repetitive practice, and that's frustrating. It's hard, and you can't do it for a very long time. Majority of us want to play. We want to do the magic trick, the stuff that's not seen. It's that slow stuff where you screw up and it's by yourself and no one else sees it, and you're in your room practicing, whether it's music or Rubik's Cube or a little sleight of hand. But the end result is wonderful. Yes, that was Forest Flowers. Sorry, I'm just going back through the chat. Hungarian Dance number 5. Yes, I can play that. Hello, Janice. Good to see you. I hope you are well. Let's try Hungarian Dance number 5. Isn't that? Let's do it in D minor. that's Hungarian dance number 5. Am I gonna practice it? No. If I wanted to get better at it, should I practice it? Yes. Do I know how to practice? Yes. There's that part. Right, that double arpeggio. I don't know the fingering for it. That part. Over and over and over again, so that when it comes time to playing it, it's smooth, it's clear. I'm not looking to perfect my performance right now. There are hiccups, but that's the kind of music that I play. And yes, Pat, watching your own videos is huge. Christopher, I have days in which I feel I play very well. Then we'll have a day in which it seems like I'm playing the song for the first time with mistakes after mistakes. I think that's what learning is like. It's like it goes up and then it's not just smooth. I think there's a bit of a dip and then it comes back up and maybe there's a dip and then there's kind of this next stage. Yeah, I find the same. Yeah. Yeah, Jan, I think it's much easier on chromatic accordion to play between keys, between piano, not so much. If you tell me to play the song that I just played, Hungarian Dance number 5, if that's really what I played, in an E flat minor. Not easy. If you ask me to play it in F sharp minor, not as easy as, good afternoon, Sandra, as on a chromatic button where I think you just move your fingers. Is that true? Yeah, I could transpose to some keys, but it's not as easy as chromatic button. Yeah, left hand is easy, same shape. Yeah. Isn't it great practice for your ear for understanding the structure of the song playing in different keys? 100%, Susan. Yeah. Between B flat and A or E, I'm strong. As soon as we get to, I don't know what key this is. Oh, it's F sharp minor again. G sharp minor. It's such a good mental exercise. Where does that go to? C sharp minor. It's great practice for our ear and for our brain. Good, wonderful. Someone wanted Cielito Lindo, and someone was asking before about a song. What was it? We were just starting. Sorry, I'm going back a little bit. I don't know any Ennio Morricone. Someone was asking for a song. Can you play more by Tiguaredo nel... Let me see what that is. Copy. Oh, did that copy it or just highlighted the answer? Clear. Just to summarize, practice is different than playing for me. practice is highly focused, highly concentrated work that I cannot do for more than a few minutes at a time. That's the intent of my music. Striving to be the best player for me is not a waste. I'm not looking to be the best player, Rudy. Rudy, I have your CD back there. It's beautiful and it's perfect. So I think everyone's goals may be different. My goal has never been to, who gave the analogy? There were two people that I know. I respect them both. Hello, Etty. I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. And I heard them in conversation, and one person was saying that their goal is to reach the top of the mountain. There was no other goal for them than to reach the top of the mountain, hypothetically. And this other person who I'd never, I highly respected this person. They're like, my path in life is to reach this hypothetical top of the mountain. And this other to be the best player that they can be, and otherwise it's a waste of time. And then this other person, we weren't talking about music, was saying, I'm loving the journey around the mountain. I don't even care about getting to the top. And I think there are just two different approaches to things in life. There are things in life, Rudy, where I really want to get really good. My pizza making, I'm like, I'll eat any pizza because pizza is fantastic. But when I make my pizza, I'm so highly focused about, is the dough correct? Is the hydration correct? Has the sauce been boiled or not? Right? Is this cheese? What's the moisture of it? I'm like highly, they're yucky words that I could use, but I'm highly attentive to that composition. Music, I'm totally okay with hiccups and mistakes and just like feeling. Feeling is such a big part of it. Yeah, anyways, so yeah, practice is, I'm able to practice music for short bursts of time. Todati. Eti. Yeah. Let's play. I'll play Cielito Lindo. And we'll do a backing rhythm. Should we play with electric guitar? I don't think we should. Which microphones are on? All the microphones are on. Lie, die, die, die. Lie, die, da, da, da. Die, 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 da, bye. Da, 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 bye. Da, da, bye. Da, 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 da. Ay, 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 ay. I'm in D major. Cielito Lindo. Beautiful song. And to your point, Rudy, just about, I was thinking about this. We wouldn't have recorded music without people that dedicate their entire life to perfecting performance, right? I'm very happy in this like 70 to 80% area, which is I invest a little bit of time, and everyone's different. I invest a little bit of time, and my life is full of this like joyful music. To the person that wrote this email, I knew without that I didn't have to make music my career. Instead, I went to have a life filled with other work and made music for fun rather than money. Right? I always kept on making music because music making is what brings me joy. Practice is just the necessary work that makes making music possible. Learning an instrument is a non-attainable goal. There's always more to learn, always a way to make it better or easier or more interesting. And it is work, a lifetime of work. One has to make ugly sounds and play things too slowly and play things over and over and do scales, but the joy comes in the ability to make the music when the practice is finished. The joy comes in finding it's gotten easier, and you're actually able to express yourself with the machine in your arms and even share what you can do with other people. Wonderful. So I guess I'm saying that to make practice joyful is not the goal. I love your suggestion that daily 15 minutes of practice is a great habit. Someone once warned me not to play myself a concert when I practice, playing things I already know. It's important during practice to play something I can't play yet. Then when 15 minutes of work are done, I can let myself play stuff I know how to play just for the joy of it. Wonderful. I think if there's it's that I fall into that category. But again, my neighbor, who was a world-class piano player, couldn't just practice for 15 minutes. They had to play for hours a day to perfect it. They're one of those musicians that people pay lots of money for to see them perform. I have the impression, usually, that people that come to Accordion Love are looking to get more joy out of their playing, or looking to express themselves more into their playing. Nice chords. Yeah, anyways, good. And everyone's different. There's a beautiful thing in life, which is that everyone's different. Yeah, Christopher, it's not such a straightforward song. 3 chords or 4 chords, but the right hand is a little bit tricky on Cielito Lindo. Hello, Patty. Good to see you. I'm going to try and play that What Was I Made For again. I'm going to pull up the lyrics because it might help me follow along. I played it in the beginning of the live stream. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to make mistakes. But that's okay. Let's try it. I'm working on the dynamics of the song right now. And kind of the fingering. Again, there are 3 chords. If you want to follow along at home, C major, la da da da. E minor, even though I'd use the counterbass with C major, E with a C major, la la loo, F major. Incorrect singing, but that's okay. Let's try it. Yeah, good. Someone was saying, do I mess up constantly? yeah, I'm not sure yet what the song will be like. Do we want rhythm? I don't think we need rhythm. It's kind of like kind of like when the party's over, but in Party's Over we turned it into a waltz. But it has the I could lie, say I like it like that, I like it like that. I don't know what we'll do with this song. Da 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 da. It works. Still playing around with it. Happy anniversary, Jorge, 62 years, Mazel Tov, congratulations. Christopher, my ultimate goal is just to be the person who provides fun music for all to enjoy at get-togethers. Oh, I can't heart that enough, but even better, hope others can join in with other instruments. You get a heart emoji for me. 100%. I love providing music, background music. Right now, a lot of my joy comes from sharing my music and teaching. But 100%, I love pianos and accordions. If we're at a get-together, if there's someone on guitar, if there's a piano player, if I could say the anniversary waltz. Oh, how we danced on the night when we met. We danced and we danced. Like, if I could do that for you, Jorge, it's wonderful. I'm Googling Jorge. I'm doing an anniversary. Oh, how we danced on the night when we wed. The anniversary song. Let's do it. This is such a cool thing. So to be able to, let me share my screen, to be able to pull up the lyrics like this by Al Johnson, and then to sing that, to know the chords intuitively, that's a big win. Let's try it. Now that's too high. Oh, how we danced on the night when we wed. Maybe G minor. Oh, how we danced. That's even higher. Oh, how we danced on the night when we wed. We vowed our true love, though a word wasn't said. The world was in bloom, there were stars in the skies, except for the few that were there in our eyes. Dear, as I held you close in my arms, angels were singing a hymn to your charms. Two gentles, two hearts gently beating, murmuring low, darling, I love you so. Dear, as I held you close in my arms, angels were singing a hymn to your charms. Two hearts gently beating, murmuring low, darling, I love you so. To fade into blossoming dawn. The sun shone anew, but the dance lingered on. Could we but recall that sweet moment sublime, we'd find that our love is unaltered by time. Dear, as I held you close in my arms, angels were singing a hymn to your charms. Two hearts gently beating, murmuring low, darling, I love you so. The night seemed to fade into blossoming dawn. The sun shone anew, but the dance lingered on. Again, the point of practice for me, of knowing, of understanding chord changes, of knowing songs, is to be able to play when Jorge says, hey, it's my 62nd wedding anniversary on Valentine's Day, on 14th of February, to be able to say, oh, so cool. For me, when I used to busk on the street or at farmers markets, when someone passes by and I hear Hebrew, for me to do or if I see some people with kids, to say right, it's a way of connection. It's a way of both contributing to the world with music, and kind of like getting a reaction out of people in a nice way. I think there are ways of getting reactions out of people in not such nice ways, but adding to the love and joy in life. Alex 3011. I try and pick up on who the person is and what song they might know. If I'm playing an Italian wedding, or if I hear Italian, I try not to generalize and stereotype. People from all around the world enjoy music, but I'm happy to play a tarantella or the Godfather waltz. If I hear Hebrew, I'll play a Hebrew-leaning song. If it's just a group of people, I'll do what, if I'm playing an event, I'll do the... It's a very tough question. It's a very tough question when someone says, hey, play me a song. Oftentimes, no one wants to stand around for 3 to 4 minutes to listen to me play a song. Historically, I walk around with my accordion outside of its case. And so oftentimes I think people just want to hear something. So I'll oftentimes just do like just do that for a bit and see their reaction. And they're all like, oh, that's so cool. And I might just do G minor, like maybe Charlotte mit Nacht. Right? Or I'll do the Valse d'Amélie. I try and make it applicable to the person. And again, I know that's not... It's like saying, oh, there's a 20-year-old person, let me play video game music. Generalizing, but I sometimes do that. The Hebrew song was Ine Matov Umanaim. Beautiful song. How Ine Matov, how nice and joyful it is to be together. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Chorus. I'll show you a video. Can I show you a video? Yeah. I'll show you content. I think it's a short. It got turned to a short. I think it's just called Singing in Yorkville. This is spontaneous. This is from 2010. I just finished a wedding. I played a wedding. And I was coming home. This is downtown Toronto. And I had my accordion and I was dressed really lovely. And so I stopped at my favorite place to play in front of Summers in Yorkville in Toronto. And I'm pointing at my screen, but you can't see what I'm pointing at. And there was a group of tourists, and I heard Hebrew. And so I did the Hinemat. I started to play the song. And this group of people, I think from Israel, maybe they were just Jewish, gathered around me. And there's a young version of me. And people joined in from across the street. And this is like my heart is blooming to just share when a group of people sings together. Oh, it could be a Hebrew song, it could be Bob Dylan, it could be Joni Mitchell, it could be Leonard Cohen, all Canadians. It could be Bob Dylan's not Canadian. It could be just singing together and being able to lead that song session. I play the exact same, right? Other people, I love this spot because wonderful. This is like my heart is bursting with joy at leading music. I love that. We should do a session about busking, but busking in that spot I love because people sit there. About busking, playing at a street corner can be tough. There are ways of making money. But when you're out there to make money, you're at a very popular spot with lots of traffic. And you're just playing the hits. You're playing big songs that pass over people, right? So... Christopher used to play bagpipes? So cool. So, but it gets really tiring. People might pass by for 10 seconds. Maybe they'll hang around for 30 seconds and drop some money. If you're looking for some lunch money or dinner money, great way of making money. But it's tiring. I prefer the spot in Yorkville. People buy ice cream, and so they're sitting there for 4 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes. It means that I could play a song like... I could breathe. And the people eating ice cream like this. You're taking them on a journey, right? We could play a song that's their ears are open to it. I'm not there going trying to compete with traffic. There are lots of people there. Again, we did a sing-along. That's the exception. The norm is just adding music to the atmosphere. I'm not trying to overwhelm and compete. I'm adding. And people are there again. However long it takes to eat ice cream or to have a conversation. I love being part of that setting. And again, very lucrative as well. If someone has just spent money on ice cream and they've enjoyed 2 or 3 of your songs, it's wonderful. And it also lets me see, oh, there's a kid. Super cool. You get the kids' attention, and then you can overhear, are the parents speaking another language? Cool. We could play a song in that language and just get that kind of connection. Wonderful. Cool. Yeah, that was today. If you want to learn with me, I know lots of you are students with me already. There's a free 7-day trial. Every week I say I'm going to update this little graphic. I just haven't done it. It's low priority. But I will do it. Thank you, Didi. Anyways, learn with me. There's a free 1-week trial. I teach you how to express yourself musically. If you're interested in the practice resources, after saying that I don't practice, under free resources, under accordionlove.com, we have lots of free resources, but how to practice the accordion. After saying that I never said practice is not important. I say it's not joyful. Here's how to split your practice. If you do this a few times a week, wonderful. This is what I did once a week. There are videos. There's also sessions with lots of you. Yeah. Lots of cool resources there. Good. I kind of want to play one more song. Thank you, Rika. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Yeah, it's an interesting song. I see where I need to not practice, where I need to pay attention. It's the 'cause I. That's where I'm screwing it up. It's over a D minor, but we're starting off with a G. My intuition told me to go to the D, or to the F, because those are parts of the D minor. But she goes 'cause and I think my practice is in playing the song and building it up, starting off like this. And building it up to this. Because otherwise the song feels heavy when it's anything but. In the end, we can turn on full sound. That's my practice. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll share my email in the end. Thank you. I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.